I was going to tell the folks out there, Don, funny darn thing that happened.
What happened that was funny?
Outside of MTN yesterday.
Oh, right.
Remember that?
Right, coming out of the
tell
studio.
the folks about that?
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Fill them in.
So we come out MTN, we're walking along, and all of a sudden in the distance we see this young kid, and I was like, hey, isn't that kid we saw when we were in the trailer and we watched some of the show on MTN?
Yeah, you
said that.
was
a pretty good little show. You said, hey, this kid's got a little bit of talent here.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So it turns out this kid, he's walking closer towards us, and, it turns out he's a big Prima-Donns fan.
He is.
And he gets all gooey-eyed as he gets closer, right?
As so many do.
Oh, Prima-Donns, you guys are my idols. Oh, man. I don't know if you've seen my show. And I'm like, yeah, kid, we saw your show, sure. And he says, hey, can I ask you a question? And we like that. We're like, yeah,
sure,
okay,
go
kid.
ahead. Fire away, kid.
Shoot. So he says, if I work really hard and I hone my craft like you guys have, and I get some talented crew like you guys have, do you think someday that my show might be as good as yours? And what did you slapped that kid right across the back of the head. He didn't just send him halfway across the MTN parking lot. You knocked him into the middle of next week. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I mean, the best part was, how when you get hit and you're falling forward and you're not going to right yourself and you keep going, and it's just a question of how far across the parking lot he was going to go and how hard he was going to go down. And we were telling him he kept going and going. We're like, kid, go down. Go down.
Just fall, son.
And eventually,
it'll be easier for you.
Boom. He went down hard in the parking lot. And then I turn to my right, and what do I see? I see this old biddy looking at us like this. Oh. And I was like, Grandma, this doesn't concern you. Get the hell out of here. And she goes, oh, my word. And she went on her way.
Yes.
So we walk across the parking lot. Like, our limo's over that way anyway.
Right.
And we walk over, and the kid's, he's woozy. He gets up. He had a little mini gusher coming out of the back of his head, Don. There's a concussion, and, he's kind of dusting himself off.
Forgot about the ring.
You had your ring on when you cuffed him. You had your ring on.
I'd have taken it off if I'd have had a moment to think.
I know you would have.
I just reacted.
I know that. You're like that. You would have taken it off.
Very
but you didn't think, and you cuffed him.
Considerate guy.
So he gets up, and he looks at you with those puppy dog eyes. He's like, what'd you do that for? And you looked at me, Don, and you said, tell him, Don.
Tell him, Don, I said.
So I told him, kid, what you just received is some Prima-Donns tough love. Don wanted to find out, how do you react under adversity?
That's right. It was a bit of a test.
Sure, Don just knocked you halfway across the MTN parking lot. You think that's bad. What are you going to do when you are in the cable access jungle? We like you, kid. We like your style. We might take you under our wing.
I wouldn't have hit you if I didn't like you, kid.
Exactly. What are you going to do when you're in that jungle known as cable access, where on one side you got a bunch of government scumbags trying to cut your funding and eradicate your very existence?
Harumph.
On the other side, you got a bunch of jealous shows, jealous people.
Jealousy.
How are you going to react, kid?
Exactly.
Right?
How are you going to act? Toughen up, kid.
I said, hey, you stick with us. We'll move you up the cable access food chain.
Yep.
That's what I told the kid.
That's right.
So, we walk over like, hey, come on. I think his name's Billy. I think, right?
Young Billy.
So we thought, we were like, come on, Billy. Come on, Billy. Come walk with us. Come talk with us towards the limo. But you can't get in. You're bleeding.
You're bleeding. Don't get in the limo, kid.
You got to go into the MTN first aid section. Maybe have Art put a patch on the back or get some stitches or something or other. But, what we told him, we said, hey, kid, someday, maybe 5 years from now, you're going to come up to Don, and you know what you're going to say? What's he going to say to you?
He's going to say thank you. He's going to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Mr. Prima-Donn, for setting me straight, for getting me on the straight and narrow, for getting me back under your wing and on the right track.
It's the greatest day of my life when
Thank you for cuffing me in the back of the head
and shot me out of a cannon halfway across the parking lot. Thank you. My life has gone up since then.
That's right.
Exactly right.
That's right, Billy.
We told him that, Billy. So then again, I'll give the kid credit. He looks at us again and he says, okay, now don't hit me. He's like wincing at you. He's like, don't hit me when I
had him a little gun shy from the previous,
And he says, can I ask you another question? I was like, go ahead. He's like, well, you didn't answer my original one, which is if I work really hard and I get a great crew like you guys have and I hone my craft, will my show ever be as good as your show? And what did you tell him, Don?
No.
That's not going to happen in this lifetime.
No.
That's not in your
Short
dreams,
answer.
kid. We're not miracle workers here, but it's a good thing to shoot for. That's never going to happen in this lifetime. And finally, he asked us one final question, and this one really cracked me up. He said, hey, guys, Is it okay if you call me by my name? Because my name's actually Bobby. What did you tell him, Don?
I said, change it, kid. We like Billy. Billy's easier for us. Change
Bobby
it to Billy.
sucks. Billy's cool. Now you're Billy.
You're Billy now.
And that is what happened to us outside of MTN Studios yesterday.